Hello everyone, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And this is Battle Report 327.
327.
Orcs and Goblins versus the Dread Elves. Lots of Dread Elves
I
lately.
used to have an office number, 327.
Did you? That's
yes,
good.
That was a long time ago when I was a Ute.
Whoops. Can't double click. What am I doing? I'm clicking all over the place.
You're clicking.
All right. Here's my list. Pretty much the same list I've been using lately, so pause it, take a look if you want.
You sure?
I'm pretty much positive. Good enough. You know what it is. Spells, Waken the Beast, Break the Spirit, Bring the Pain, Scarification, Swarm of Insects, and Totemic Summons. Back to shamanism, because pyromancy got...
Didn't you do shamanism last game?
Maybe. After the whole build-up of... building up a whole year. After a full year of research, it was determined that pyromancy needed a buff spell.
Yeah.
After being out for 2 weeks, it was decided that they didn't need a buff spell.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
You sound bitter.
I'm just confused. Let's just go with confused. So, this is the Dread Elf army. He's got a Temple Legate, who's the Battle Standard Bearer, Essence of Mithril, Blades of Durag, Mask of the War Crow, and he is the Battle Oracle. He's also got a Dread Prince, who's the General, with the Seal of the Republic, a great weapon with Crippling Frost. That's the one that every hit he gets reduces the guy's attack in a challenge. And some Moither's Mirror. That's the one, if you roll a 1, it bounces a hit. Or if he makes a 6-up ward save, I think it bounces a hit back to you. A strength 5 hit back to you. He's got a Warlock Outcast, who is on an Elven Horse with Cosmology, Light Armor, and the Alchemist Alloy. So he's got like a 3-up armor.
Yep.
25 Temple Militants with full command and the Rending Banner. 360. No. 25 Dread Legionnaires, Standard Bearer and Musician. 8 Shadow Riders, Repeater Crossbows. 23 Obsidian Guards, full command, and the Executioner's Icon. These are the Halberdier guys with +1 to wound all the time. I believe that's the Executioner Icon.
Yes.
6 Dread Knights, full command, and lances. 6 more Dread Knights with lances, but they don't have a champion. Standard Bearer Musician.
Okay.
2 units of 5 Black Cloaks and a Hydra.
Okay.
And that's going to do it for him. We're going to play... What did we play? We played the standard battle line, frontline clash with Hold the Center. Is what it ended up being. I deployed my first unit where you see it, and he dropped everything to go first.
And then you dropped everything
And
after
then
that.
I finished up.
Okay.
So everything's where it pretty much is. Nothing special there. Let's see. Scouting and Vanguard moves have been done. And you can see those 5 of those, whatever they are, the scouts over there on the far left. Just trying to be annoying in the woods. And he's got the first move, so he moves them off to the left to get to the flank of my spider.
Okay, so he's not in line of sight.
He's out. Make sure he's out of my charge arc. I could have corrected that on deployment, but I didn't, so got that going for me. Other than that, he just pretty much came forward on the right, kind of inched forward a bit in the center, off the center left, just kind of moved forward slightly. He did not want to march the guys in the...
Yeah, it's like he kind of wheeled his army a bit.
In the ruins. He didn't want to march them forward. Because he didn't want to take the tests, the terrain checks for those. And what else? That's that. So go to the next. There's the left-hand side. And a better picture of the right-hand side. Off on the left, off on the far left, you'll see the circle around the base of the spider. Those 5 guys with their 10 shots have managed to roll to put 3 wounds on my spider. They have poison, and I couldn't make a 4-up save.
Well, they are AP1.
Okay, well, I couldn't make a 5-up save if they're AP1.
Yeah. Yeah, both AP1. Regular ones aren't.
Okay. So then he starts shooting the center, kills off 3 of my Wolf Riders here, but they are within 12 of both the General and the BSB, so they stand. And off on the right, kills 7 of 8, which I thought was a bit excessive, with the bows from the guys on the fast cav.
From the riders? Okay.
Yeah, killed 7 of 8. These guys, however, are not within range of the General or the BSB. Or, sorry, these guys, I should not say.
This guy.
This guy.
Maybe referring to him and his mount.
It could be. But he makes his save. He makes his leadership check and sticks around. Yeah. So,
Wow.
got that going for me. So, out of the 13 Wolf Riders I started with, I got 3.
Okay.
But that's not bad, because they're still in 2 different
But
units.
they're still there and not running.
But they are still there. That's his. We'll go to my turn. My turn, I advance up hard in the center with the whatchamacallit, the whatever the guys are, Ed Bashers. Ed Bashers advance up quite a bit. Iron Orcs come up a bit on the right. Chariots come up into the water, because apparently chariots don't care about water. I marched.
Maybe they have pontoons.
I marched one file through the water. Happened to be the file with the BSB in it, and he took a wound.
Okay.
So he's got a wound on him already.
File of infantry.
From the water, he took a wound. Fantastic. Happy about that. Up on top, you can see the circle. That's where the 2 Wolf Riders went. They planted themselves right in front of the big unit of halberdier guys. So if he wants to charge me and get rid of me, he can, but he's going to have to all take dangerous terrain checks to do so. The other Wolf Rider over here just moved up to the flank of the fast cav, hoping to do a wound. My thought is I hit him with like the Doom Diver and some, I was originally thought normal light bow fire, but I don't have any of that anymore. But the thought was I can plunk off some of these guys, and then the bolt throwers can hit and take out the mage, because the mage is hiding in this unit.
Right.
It's a mage bunker, and if I kill 5 guys, he's vulnerable. So I was hoping to plick off 1 or 2 here, and managed to pull that off. I didn't. What happened here? Oh, my Boar Riders had to squeeze back into this little gap, because I wanted to get them in line of sight of the scouts over there on the left, so that my mage could cast a swarm of insects on them. So they went down to 4 wide and backed up a bit. We've got that, and that's going to do that. And then, of course, it doesn't show it here, but I actually got the swarm of insects off, killed 3 of the two of the scouts over on the far left. With the swarm of insects. So there we go, and we're going to move on to turn 2. Turn 2, the remaining 3 just pull around to my flank, so they can continue shooting me. I have not bothered to turn around and face it yet. I want that noted. His fast cav, the Dark Riders, just pulled back so they could shoot through the gap and try to shoot off my Wolf Riders that were causing a problem here in front of his big halberdier unit.
Okay.
Again, he doesn't want to take the losses on charging me, because he's got like 24 guys in there. That's probably 4 on average, right?
He likes collecting rocks.
And he likes hiding in there.
Yeah.
Makes it hard for me to shoot at him.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
With something. And there's the right-hand side. The knights are just pull up down there where you see them, just to kind of keep the right-hand side in check for me. And shooting's, pretty tough. Those scouts moved up and just unloaded onto my orcs and killed 4 of them.
Okay.
They're not happy about that. It's killing a bunch of them. He put the Curse of the Phantom Queen on the, like his card, on my chariots, because he knows I'm just waiting to charge something with those chariots. The remaining 3 scouts put another wound on my spider, so now it's halfway dead on top of turn 2.
There you go.
That's really good for me.
You got bows on your spider.
I do if I turn to face it, and now I need 6s to hit because they're hard target. Anyway,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
what?
The crew have to. They only fire forward.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm not turning to face it. So
No, I wouldn't. But yeah.
I'm just going to let him kill me. No, I'll let him kill me before I turn to face him. Let's put it that way. So we got that. And I think that should be it. It's moving into my turn. What did I do this turn? Oh, yeah. So the chariots lunge forward out of the swamp into the unit of the, I don't know what they're called, the witch elves. Just slam into them, knowing I'm going to take strength 4 hits for everyone.
You're declaring a charge, you mean?
I already charged them up there.
Oh, they're there. I'm sorry. Oh, those are cavalry in the water.
Yes.
Sorry.
But then the calves just reformed back to 5 wide and
okay,
advanced.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, the chariots lunged forward into that unit. I'm hoping to just smash them and run through
Did we have? What is that in the middle of? Oh, those are 2 wolf riders. Okay.
the 2 wolf riders parked up there. Yes. Again, like I said, I'm hoping the chariots can do enough damage to just smash through this unit.
Right.
In my dreams, they break the unit, go through, and they crush his bunker.
Yeah.
The other thing you can't see up back there, it's a little white. We'll get more into that later. But there's a model on a white piece of paper back there to the top left. I mean, the exact center of the board in the back.
I was trying not to notice that.
That is my totemic summons. I noticed when I pulled out my figures that I had not brought my models for the totemic summons because I had shifted to pyromancy. And now I find I needed those. Off to the right, you can see the other remaining Wolf Rider is parked in front of the Dread Knights. Again,
You have to remember not to shoot at them.
I did, and that's the problem is I need to. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, just got to be. When I do this, I need to put him further in so I can go ahead and shoot and kill one without being scared of killing one and letting him loose.
Right.
Anyway, so we did that, and we go to turn 3. The other thing that's missing is because of, like I said, he shifted around to the left with the scouts. By doing that, he opened up line of sight to the Doom Diver.
Okay.
The Get Launcher, and the Get Launcher shot over, killed him, and hit him and knocked him out.
Okay.
And wiped out the scouts. So now the spider is free.
It's free to face however he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, continue facing forward. The spider has been launching
The web launcher thing.
the web launcher at stuff.
How you liking that?
I'm actually liking it a lot.
Yeah, I thought you would.
It's really good. The problem is,
So cheap.
I've already made 2. I've moved twice, and the spider hasn't budged. It kind of makes you kind of question whether to move it. There's a couple things I would like to have done, is like nudge it forward, whatever, and do something
Well, it
here
can
or
move and
there.
shoot, can it?
It can, but you're -1 now, and
Yeah, it's okay.
now you're hitting on 6s probably, so you're probably just as likely to misfire as hit. So
Isn't it like 36?
yeah, 18 is short.
Okay.
And I don't want to shoot. There's things I want to shoot, not necessarily that unit right in front of me, that spear block.
Right.
The unit I'm least afraid of in his army.
Well, you definitely want to shoot now because you don't have any wounds left on your spider.
No, now it has to stay back. So there you go. He did get off. There you go.
Monster.
There's my embarrassment. The monster.
You should be embarrassed.
So
I hope we get lots of ratio comments on your little paper base.
now the monster also unleashed its breath weapon into that light cav and managed to do nothing.
It's because it wasn't the proper monster.
That could be.
You'd roll better if it's a better miniature.
Right. I also did 15 impact hits with the Wolf Rider chariots, but he has a 5-up ward save and made 10 of them.
A spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got that going for us. So back to his turn. He ended up charging his Hydra into my Ed Bashers.
Okay.
And he did not line up on my BSB, which helps me.
He backed up his knights.
He backed his knights up, because what happened was, as you can see, when I parked the Wolf Rider in front of him, I came forward with the Iron Orcs and came forward with the Boar Riders off on the far right.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to get charged, so he backed off a bit.
Yeah, okay.
The Dark Riders backed off as well because they were trying to open the distance between that totemic summons over there on the left and him. And
good thing you can't cast that spell again.
The totemic summons? Yeah. Yes, it's limited to once per game.
It's only limited once per turn.
The Halberdiers keep slipping off to the right, trying to get out of the ruins without killing everybody.
Okay.
And the Hydra goes to work and kills a bunch of guys.
Have you been casting Break the Spirit on him or something?
I had cast it on him at least once.
Okay.
Not normally. I've been hitting him. I also hit him once with the web, which also makes the dangerous terrain 1s become 2s.
Okay, yeah.
So he's not wanting to take that abuse. So the cav that backed up managed to put a wound on my monster.
Okay, monster. Monster paper cuts.
Elsewhere, there's the break the spirit back on the unit again.
Okay.
On this turn, and that was his turn. Now we're going into my turn, I believe. My turn. What do we do? We didn't do anything. Now it's the beginning of my turn.
Yep, you're just putting some spells down.
I
see some moon markers.
Doomdiver fails.
What did?
Misfires. Doomdiver.
A what?
Doomdiver. It's all it'll be. Doomdiver.
I think that's why it failed.
So the Wolf Rider up top came up and can chaff the
again. Yeah.
Chaff him again. The Dread Knights or whatever. The chaff him again. The Iron Orcs charged off from where they were and charged into the remaining Witch Elves after they finished off my chariots.
So they wiped out the chariots?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course. And you can see up on the hill in the back is monster number 2.
I forgot what they are. There's some disciple legates, or I don't remember, some kind of.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy about where we are there, and the other unit.
I see it here too. I see 2 pieces of paper.
That's what I'm saying. Up on top of the hill is another monster showed up.
So you cast the big one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 10 away from the back edge.
And did you not breathe it this time?
No, he breathed as well, and again did nothing.
All right.
So 2 breath weapons had launched to that unit without a single wound.
Because, they're not afraid of paper blowing on them.
Apparently not. And then the Boar Boys got tired of waiting in the pile up down here and headed off to the right to circle around the building.
And then you charge your other ones into that.
Boar Riders charged into the flank of the Hydra to get rid of it.
Looks like he got rid of like half your unit when he charged you.
The Hydra?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot me a couple times prior, and then the Hydra came in and breathed on me and killed a bunch.
He's got a couple wounds on him.
And he's got a couple wounds on him, but not many. Like I said, so the Boar Riders had to rescue them, so they come over to the side.
Okay.
To accomplish that, the Spider came forward and blocked off the Spearmen.
Okay, just to stop them from getting to your Boar Riders.
Correct. And up on top, also, the Wolf Riders are blocking the Halberdiers.
Okay.
And the Iron Orcs are taking the Witch Elves out.
Okay.
Everything's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other totemic summons, the original one, tried to charge and came up an inch short.
I see 2 spells on those Witch Elves.
What's that mean?
That means they're really strong.
What, they're up to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. For the Blades of Durag.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We're going along. He's killed 3 of me for something. And then he fights. And just obliterates me.
He fights first.
He killed 7 of me. I was not expecting that. I thought it was excessive. They have 4-up armor saves. He didn't do 14 wounds. I know that. So, anyway.
There's a character in there also, right?
There is a character in there.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that killed the original 2 that you saw pulled out originally, and the unit killed the other 5.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, there's only one file of them. I mean, one rank of them. It's not like there's a ton of them. Anyway. So, we killed, I think we killed 1. Maybe there might be another one dead in a minute, but didn't go well for the Iron Orcs. And there we go. That's what it looks like at the end. And the Iron Orcs flee. Iron Orcs flee. He does not catch me. I go far enough that I run through the building and lose 3 more running through the building.
And I run through the boars.
Run through the boars, which luckily doesn't panic them.
Okay.
And I end up with 4 Iron Orcs down here on the bottom of the board.
Okay, but you're still above 25.
I am still above 25%, so it's a full point unit at the moment.
Okay.
It is fleeing, so it's only worth half. But as long as it rallies, we're all right. So that's what we got there.
I see a lot less boar boys.
The boar boys, actually, you just can't see them. It's
okay.
still 2 full ranks.
Oh, he's not lined up on the corner.
Yeah, he's not lined up on the corner. The boar boys actually went in and slammed him and killed him.
Okay.
I believe before he even went this turn. No, he
I
must
don't think so because I see a lot less orcs.
He fought he killed more Ed Bashers.
Yeah.
So to reform how I wanted, because of how my units were facing, I had to go to a single file with the orcs.
It's called a conga line.
Yes, and then so that allowed the boar boys to form how they
could have gone too wide, but you chose not to.
I'm not sure that they could have, based because of where the center was.
It's like a big gap there to me.
There's a lot of room on the right, but I have to go to the left too. You know what I'm saying?
Question of how you pivoted your board
Center. Anyway, it wouldn't have worked. Convinced. So that's where we have that. And that's where it looks like going into his turn. I believe this is turn 4. It is.
Okay.
That one, he's got 1 point for the 1 point for holding the center so far.
I see some boar boys.
I think it was this turn is where he got it. The boar boys are within 6. No, this was a push because the boar boys and the witch elves are both within 6 on this one. His halberdier guys are just out. The mighty wolf riders are holding them off.
Right. They're collecting rocks.
Exactly.
No, I see. So he must have charged you with the elves, and then you fled with these boar boys.
Oh yes, that's how we started right there.
Right, because you're still facing him here.
We're still facing him, and then on the beginning of his turn,
but I see you're
turn
facing
4,
the other way. So okay.
I didn't take a picture, and he hasn't moved them yet.
Okay, so
he declared the charge, and you'll see him move in a second.
He declared charge with the spearmen and the...
Yes, both units came in. He did lose 1 to the terrain, one of the Dread Knights.
Okay.
Which is helpful. There we go. Now he's turning to face me. And he rolled really low.
And he finally decided to charge the Wolf Rider.
He did finally decide to go after the Wolf Rider.
Running away wasn't going to work for him.
Apparently, he didn't want to hide the entire game from a single Wolf Rider. Well, the counterattack is gone now. It's just what, in his defense, what freed him up. This was the turn his guys failed their march test. His fast cav failed their march test and couldn't get very far away from the totemic, so he opened as far as he could from the 1.
So he swung it around that way.
Right.
Okay.
Because that one's got a wound on it. It's in front of him.
Looks like he charged out of the rocks finally to get...
And he finally
had enough.
Finally took a daring gesture. I think he lost 2 guys at this, 1 or 2 guys, because he didn't have very many left.
I have had enough of you.
He's like, you guys have kept me from this the whole time. Because they've also been keeping him more than 6 away from the token.
Okay, yeah.
By him not coming up on him.
Right,
so,
right. Something seems to be missing here.
Has to do with this. So, we fought this fight.
Someone is missing.
If I remember, he did 2 wounds to me with the Dread Knights, bumping me up to 6. And
the spearmen?
The spearmen failed their fear test.
So they didn't hit as well.
And they didn't hit as well as they should have. So they're only hitting me on 4s and then wounding me on 6s. And, I've got the 5 up. 5s, first round of combat.
Yeah.
Anyway. So basically they didn't do well.
Wow.
He
15 attacks, half of those hit.
He lost the combat. Even 15 attacks, half hit. That's only 7?
Yeah, half.
2 of those wound.
Yeah,
not half.
A third. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So 2, maybe a little bit more wounds. I saved maybe 1. Anyway, not that far off. But anyway, he broke and ran. Failed his steadfast check as well, and headed out of town.
And ran into
and ran back into the rocks where the other guys just vacated.
He heard they dropped something, and they dropped a marble in.
Apparently, they understood that there was something very valuable in there that the other unit was searching for and never found.
Yep.
So they're going to go poke around and see if they can find it. And I think that's about it. He managed to kill my 2 wolf riders with the unit halberdiers.
Shocking.
I was disappointed with the performance, but
It's like he got rid of. Oh no, that's never mind.
yeah,
He did not get rid of your. You can put a second wound.
He put a
on
second
it from
wound on the
shooting.
totemic summons.
Wow, that's some bad shooting.
It's good toughness.
Yeah,
I think he needs 6s to wound me. I'm tough 5.
yeah,
He's only strength 3, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so there you have it. That's where we all run to. And we're going to go into my turn. So my turn, we what did we do? Oh, the Iron Orcs failed. Fortunately for me, they rolled really low on their distance.
Important. It looks like somehow he managed to win that Wolf Rider fight on the hill.
Sorry, I did.
You skipped over that.
I skipped right over that.
You were just so embarrassed.
I was people have been saying I've been complaining about my dice too much, so I figured I would leave that part out because I was going to complain that my Wolf Rider didn't do 2 wounds to him.
Yeah.
And he somehow wiped me out. Anyway, no. So the
so you declared
the
no
Iron Orcs
charges.
I declared no charges. The Iron Orcs flee, continue.
Okay, but they're still on the table.
But they're still on the table.
And the boars on the side fled off the table?
The boars on the right did not rally and went off the table.
Okay.
Boars that were down here behind the house came up around the house.
Came around.
To make that unit in front of me, the Witch Elves, test for Frenzy.
Okay.
Is my whole goal there.
You're that close? Okay.
I'm close enough. I'm within 11, I think.
Okay.
Which makes it, or 12, because he's a movement 5 with a 7. Yeah. I managed to get within that, so that way he has to Frenzy test, because I'm trying to pull him away from the token, of course.
Right.
And the Boar Boys move up, and you can see my BSB left the unit of Ed Bashers and walked over here into the water.
Ah, okay.
And
he's got a wound on him.
That's from very early in the game, if you recall, where he walked through the water already. He moved over here, so now he's within 12 of the Spider.
Okay.
So Spider is leadership 9 with a reroll currently because the general's in that middle unit.
Okay, and you conga lined your guys forward.
I left them in the formation they were in, and they moved forward to chaff the Boar Boys.
So you conga lined them to chaff at the boar. You didn't to chaff the halberd guys.
Chaff the halberd guys.
Yeah.
He failed to rally on his spears, and they continued
running through the rubble.
Through the rubble
towards your and it looks like he charged your totemic.
This was my turn, actually.
Oh, sorry. You charged his.
I charged him.
That must have been the previous thing.
The previous turn, I charged him with the wound. No, there's the wounded one there.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I think I sent the wounded. Yeah, figuring the wounded one was going to die to the elves before it did anything. He was get 1 wound on me. I decided to come over here and try to charge into these spears and just, because if I hit them, they go away.
Right.
And then I'm here in a position to mess with somebody else.
Right. Plus, now you're in their way anyway.
Over here, the totemic that was on the hill charged down into the fast cav.
Okay.
That's what happened there. So,
all those knights fell over.
Yeah, yes, they didn't die anything.
Did you shoot them with the cat?
They just fell over.
With the bolt thrower?
No, I just threatened him and he knocked him over.
Okay.
If you do notice, there's 3 pieces of paper back there now.
Yes.
A third totemic summons has shown up.
Okay.
He's concentrating on not letting Break the Spirit go off, which I think is probably his better choice of the 2. But
maybe.
Apparently now he's getting surrounded by totemic summons, so it's starting to become more questionable. Boom, he put 2 wounds on my totemic.
Okay.
In the combat, and killed me. Actually, he put a 3rd somewhere.
Okay.
So he dropped that guy outright.
And he killed you before you got to go.
Right. And again, he spins and still has his original 8 guys plus the mage, despite 2 breath weapons and a totemic attack and various artillery shooting at him.
Well, anyway. He's missing some of those knights. You must have shot him.
Oh, and this round I shot the I believe the Git launcher had no other valid target on this one.
Yeah,
so
somebody shot him.
So thumped them and killed 3 of them or 4 of them. Really thumped them good. This round, on turn 5, I have 2 within the center, and he has only 1 at the end of this turn.
Okay.
Because the Witch Elves are since they failed their charge off to the right, they're outside 6. So I scored a point on this one.
Okay.
So there you go. It's 1-1 going into turn 5. And what do we got? Oh, the Witch Elves turned around. They passed their frenzy check, didn't about face, and just walked towards the center. The Halberdiers charged my Orcs.
Okay.
And I stood and took it, of course. Fight continues off on the left with the spider. There's spears failed once again and continue moving towards the back edge of the board.
You didn't run through your guy?
Some of them did.
Okay.
Some of them didn't die. He's on a little bit too big of a base, so
Yeah.
I think only one file wins.
Yeah. Okay.
He should only be on a 40 millimeter piece of paper, not a 60. So got that going on.
It hasn't lost that many for running through the terrain and everything.
It's only on 6s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only on 1s. I mean, it's not that bad. So he's repositioning the Dark Riders, as you can see, back up on the hill, making sure he's within range to cast his nasty spells.
Okay. Oh, I see less cavalry fighting your spider.
He's been dropping 1 or so a turn just to kind of, just slowly eking his way through them. They need 6s to wound him now, so he's happy again. His 2 remaining cav come forward. Dread Knights come forward.
Okay, come off the hill.
Finally, on turn 5, they leave the safety of the hill.
Guess they're out of your line of sight.
They're just out of my line of sight.
Okay.
I think. Or maybe he's trying... I think they might have been out of my sight.
Yeah.
We got that. This is the turn where... Oh, yeah. And he pulls back his Dark Knights, again, Dark Riders around again to start shooting at my totemic.
Did he shoot that one off, or did
I think he got rid of magic off one of them. Okay. There's only 1 left, I believe, now.
Okay, and you killed off his...
And my spider finally wins the fight.
2, 3, 4, 5
I only count 5 wounds on me, but pretty sure I had 6 at this point. But I don't see the 6th one.
So you beat the spearmen and the knights.
I did. Now
with only 4 wounds. Impressive.
It looks like I did it only taking 1.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's true, or like I said, I do think there's a 6th wound on him, but I don't see it, so maybe not. So there we got that, and he turns back in to face his thing.
He kills your conga line.
He kills the conga line, turns the face off to the left, so he's not facing the spider.
Him and the spider's facing that way. Okay.
Right. So the boar boys only have 1 target to charge if they want to charge. That's the Halberdiers, who are going to eat me alive because that big general's in there.
Yep.
And on top of that, he gets the spell off the Phantom Queen thing spell with Hereditary on my guys. So all that's not making me very happy.
You don't want to charge those halberds.
So yeah, and I've got nothing else to charge.
Yeah.
So we've got that. So I declared no charges on this turn.
Except for the totemic summons?
The spider,
Is that what that arrow is?
Yeah, it is.
Would that be a charge?
It's not a charge. It's a random move.
I see.
I had the choice, and I almost went after the spears to eliminate that unit, because if he rallies, he's still full points.
Yep.
But I decided to go at these guys. I was really not wanting to go at the Dark Riders, because he's already killed 2 of them.
Right.
Anyway, so whatever. So I did it anyway. This turn, things prove a little bit different.
Wow.
He beat the unit, won the combat by 1 or...
So what did he caused 1 wound on you, and I guess you caused...
He caused 1, I think I caused 2 to him. He would have been he's light troop, so he wasn't steadfast.
Yeah, he's not steadfast.
So yeah, anyway. So he broke and ran, and I ran him down, like the dog he is.
Wow, that's lucky.
Yeah, well, I'm due.
Yeah.
Totemics are do a few wounds to him eventually.
Yeah, no.
I think I killed 2, because I see 2 sitting over there separately.
Okay.
So I probably killed 2.
So 2.
At a charge for 3 against his 1.
Yeah, against his
1.
He's
down by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's leadership 8, I think.
General should be close enough. So
no, General and BSB were both out.
Okay, so yeah.
No,
I think the Uber Mage was a 9.
Oh, okay. So he needed a 7, so still that's not great.
Yeah, no, it's about 50% chance.
Anyway, the boar boys over here on the...
Well, that worked out for you.
It did, finally.
Yeah.
So the boar boys over here on the left,
I see less witch guys? Did you shoot them off or something?
I shot them with everything I
or
owned.
Magic them or something. Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe dropped an insect swarm as well, but not sure.
Okay.
But the boar boys pivoted and moved towards them to get out of the halberdiers' range arc for turn 6.
Just entered in formation next to him.
Exactly. And which we're going to go into turn 6. Now, bottom of turn 5, he collected another point for the center because he's still got 2 within 6, and I've only got 1.
Okay. And that's because he brought the witch elves over.
The witch elves came back within range. So that's what it looks like going into his turn 6. Halberdiers really have nothing to do.
You've been reinforced by a Diet Coke.
The Diet Coke has moved in to support me. And so he decided he was really irritated with this whole unit never fighting. So he pulled a trick out of my bag, and his general charged out of the unit into my spider.
Hoping to hold the objective with his unit.
Correct, and leave the unit, because nothing can go at the unit unless the spider gets free, and the spider doesn't want to mess with that unit either.
And
I might be forced to try it at this point.
Did he charge your boar boys?
He did not.
Or is he just away from it? Just
you only see it, but there's only one there.
Yeah.
Now the BSB left the unit and walked over here to block off the boar boys.
Because he thinks you're going to get to the objective.
He thought he was going to get within 6, but I think he just was thinking that without measuring. So,
yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, but so anyway, so he walked out here. My BSB, and I'd forgotten this earlier. The BSB marched into the water earlier, and I'd forgotten to take a dangerous terrain check. I remembered and said, "Oh, by the way, I owe you a dangerous terrain check." So he took one and failed again. So the BSB took a second wound from the dangerous terrain.
Oh.
That's why 2 from the water.
Okay.
Anyway,
doesn't like to bathe.
No,
that's all that armor is wearing.
He does not like water. Yeah, when you put an orc in mithril mail.
Oh, look, he won.
Yeah. So his general came over and just abused my spider.
Okay.
Which makes me very unhappy. I like my spider. And his unit just kind of forms around, looks to face me.
Looks like he cast some spells on his BSB.
He cast some spells on the BSB to keep him safe.
Make him stronger.
I wanted no part of him. I was going to, if he could make it, I was going to send the totemic into him, but he moved as far as he could and got to there.
Did you charge the witch elves?
The boar boys charged the witch elves and took them off.
Okay.
I guess there was 2 left. You can see them back there now.
That's not a mage. That's just one of your monsters. Okay.
Yes, it's a monster.
It's just showing where he got to.
It even says monster.
Yeah, I understand.
And then shooting phase,
Looks like he's missing a Dread Knight.
The shooting phase, the bolt thrower. Why would the bolt thrower have shot him? This is the previous turn I'd killed one more Dread Knight. Because this turn the bolt thrower shot and killed. No, actually I'm wrong. The the bolt thrower on the far left shot at his general over here on the right, on the left. The one that just killed my spider.
Yes.
And missed. So then the Doom Diver shot and killed his BSB. And after I killed the BSB, really the only valid target for the bolt thrower on the far right was the Dread Knight, so I shot and killed one of them.
Okay.
That's how that worked.
Okay.
And
so now you both have 1 unit.
And that's going to do it. So it's going to end up being I actually won on points for it was a 13-7 to me. I've got all my characters, despite one of them being beat up pretty bad. And I've killed his general, and I killed his BSB.
BSB and his mage.
BSB and his mage, and all but 1 Dread Knight.
Okay.
So, like I said, ends up being a 10-10 because he won 13-7, but I won 13-7, but he brought it back with the objective.
There you go.
And I had to do this, the Hall of Shame. This is what happens when you forget models.
My favorite part is you couldn't even be consistent on how you labeled them.
I didn't label them. I made my opponent label them.
Monster number 2,
monster circle 3. Yes.
You could have just put 4 little models together. It would look better.
Well, mine are on 50s.
As opposed 25s. To a 60 millimeter piece of paper.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I'm saying for
Yeah.
a guy taking pictures, you should be thinking of these things.
Yeah, well, anyway, I actually almost went and bought a model just
I'm
to have
not
a
sure
40
why
millimeter.
you even bother putting a model on top of the monster piece of paper.
Because it looks impressive.
So I assume this is your new technique.
This is going to be my new style. I'm going to use these every game now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun game. The Dread Elves, I'm liking. I still think the hereditary spell's a bit over the top.
Yeah, it's a bit.
And I think the +1 to wound on a lot of units is a little over the top, but
because it was really devastating against your spider.
it's what it is. Well, I can't help if he rolls bad. I do like the Witch Elf things. They're pretty good. Especially when you get a save on them, so they can, make 2/3 of their saves instead of a third like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But yeah, artillery did okay for me on the last turn. I guess they pulled in their points by killing the BSB and plucking off some guys here and there, but nothing major.
Right.
So not real thrilled with how it's going with artillery.
Well, you got his BSB. Something shot off all those.
Well, we ended up shooting the Doom Diver. Ended up shooting off the scouts.
Yeah.
As you can see, the Doom Diver is misfired twice.
It's a good thing because you may not have a spider.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the point in the game. They got rid of them.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but that's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.